How come some fat people who try to lose weight don't lose weight? Well, your body really doesn't want to lose weight, and the only way to achieve actual weight loss is to run a calorie deficit. Running a calorie deficit, however, makes you feel hungry, and that's a difficult thing to resist in our modern world where all the calorie-dense foods you could possibly want are within reach. Even for those that do lose weight, one of the hardest things to do is to keep it off. You can't just lose it. The bigger battle is keeping it off. I say all this as a chubby guy who has also battled his weight for 10+ years. Can't speak for anyone else, but as an older guy who's been battling weight problems for years. Here's the reason why for me. Because I love to eat. And most of the food I actually like is high calorie and unhealthy. The only way I can lose weight is to stop eating all the hundreds of foods I enjoy and force myself to consume only the small handful of healthy foods I don't like. I have to do this every meal of every day for a long period of time to lose weight too. Eventually I get tired of doing this and go back to eating what I like. I also work tons of hours almost every day at a job I don't like. And when I'm done with that, I like to reward myself with some food I like and some relaxation on the couch. Lifting weights and other exercise are another unenjoyable thing I can force myself to do for a while to get results, but eventually I'll go back to doing what I like instead. My issue was insulin resistance. I was dieting amazing on keto, working out 4 times a week and still barely making any progress. I met with an endocrinologist and got on medication to assist, and damn, I started dropping weight like crazy between the diet and exercise. Basically, there is something, or a collection of things, in our current food environment that is warping people's natural appetite and weight management signals. And science is still figuring out what that is exactly. Most people who have always been thin don't have to fight against hunger all the time to maintain their weight. They don't always eat salads and chicken breast, but their body keeps their desire to eat at a level which means they remain thin. Fat people who want to maintain a low weight are fighting an uphill battle, which shows in the weight loss statistics. Some of the likely contributors are processed foods, antibiotics, food additives, pesticides, etc. Plus just the level of food availability that history has never seen before. There is a new wave of weight loss drugs that have just come out, e.g. Ozempic, which modulate hunger, and they have started to change the game when it comes to long-term weight loss. Basically, they prove that if you take away people's inflated appetite, they choose healthier foods. Stop obsessing over diet and get to live a normal life like thin people. It's amazing and will have a profound impact on many lives. Unless it's a medical thing, it's not uncommon that they eat just as much or more than they did before they started working out. Most of the time, fitness isn't the issue with weight loss. It's diet. There's no blanket answer, but there are many factors besides diet and exercise that can contribute to weight gain. Thyroid issues, genetics, etc. The only way to lose weight is caloric deficit. Outside of an underlying medical issue, it's purely diet. No ifs or buts. You can't outwork a bad diet. You can easily run 30 miles in a day and still be in a caloric surplus. There are men who eat the right foods and because they are in a caloric surplus still gain weight. Some on these are literal world-class strongmen. Weight gain and weight loss is much more complicated than we used to think. The science is making that more comprehensible as the research moves on to deepen our understandings. The scale does not lie, you do, Dr. Now from my 600 pounds life. 2 cannot out-exercise a bad diet. Because you can't outrun your fork. I was fat on and off for decades, and it wasn't until I faced the harsh reality that I was eating too many calories, despite desperately wanting to believe otherwise, that I was able to change. You gotta diet right, and it's hard. It's a lifestyle change, which is rare to do. I managed it, but things like a job change, relationship change, moving, all those can upset your progress. I managed over like 2 years to drop 50 pounds and keep em off. 3 years later, changing all drinks to plain tea, cooking at home mainly, and teaching myself to just not like eating out decadently. I feel kinda sick if I do. There's a few other diet tips I got, but sometimes it's not a diet, exercise problem. Could be a minor hormone problem or something else. Look at Lizzo. Girl is active AF. But she's got a hormone thing keeping her heavy. Less than. I got a genetic thing in my family. My sister works out like crazy. She still has a chubby face and is kinda fat. Same with my cousin. Less than. Get yourself checked out if you can. Thyroid levels if you're worried, curious. Another thing it could be is a food allergy messing with your intestine, making you not absorb nutrients normally. Anyway, my point is, other underlying health problems that you can't jog away. Less than. Depression also keeps you thick. Less than. It's about the diet. I was a fat boy doing lots of cardio and hardly lost weight because of my diet. Taking in too many calories, and not burning enough calories. Lack of discipline in their diet. Possibly a lack of sleep too. Tiredness causes sugar cravings to rise, so regularly getting good sleep will definitely help. Discipline. It's about self-control. If a fat person tells you diets don't work, it's because they tried and failed. The biggest thing is eating smaller portions at a slower rate. Another thing is just dealing with hunger and learning to be comfortable with that discomfort. Most importantly, a healthy diet should include lots of grains, vegetables, fruits, seeds, and fish once per week. Fast food, sweets, white bread, boxed pasta, and other highly processed junk should be avoided. Not everyone is perfect, so when you do break and indulge, it's important to still limit yourself. Planning cheat days is much more effective than plain abstinence. From my personal experience, I wasn't in a calorie deficit like I thought I was, so I got some help from a dietitian with that. But when that still didn't shift it, it turned out I had thyroid issues. Now I'm medicated properly and I have worked out correct diet and exercise. It is slowly coming off.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.